Fellas, after hours of painstaking augment research, I have just recently completely maxed out the augment trees for every single ammo mod currently available here in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Now that I have full access to all of the augments, including the extra minor augment, I can now truly realize the full potential of all of these ammo mods. So after some extensive playtesting with each of them, I'm here to rank these augments from worst to best, tell you everything you should know when using them, and give you what I believe to be the best possible augment combinations for every single one. If you like these Black Ops 7 Zombies videos and you want to see more like it, you know what to do. A quick like, comment, or sub helps me out a ton in the YouTube algorithm and is greatly appreciated. And if you're feeling extra frisky, check out the links in the description below to see other ways to further support the channel. Regardless though, that's enough yapping from me. Let's jump right into this list, starting with number 8. Shatter Blast is a returning ammo mod from Black Ops 6, and it was terrible in that game, and it's not much better here. It has a super small radius in which it deals damage. It deals very, very little damage, and it doesn't even have a knockback or stun effect by default. You actually need an augment for that. So what this means is, by default with no augments, it's quite literally completely useless. But there is quite a few interesting augments you should take a look at that may be able to give this ammo mod a bit of a niche to fulfill. With the right setup, this ammo mod can actually provide you with some damage resist. So basically, once you activate this ammo mod and you need to hit a few enemies with it, it can give you some damage resistance. As you can see here, this is the amount of damage I took without that buff. And after I activated it, this is the amount of damage I took. So as you can see, it gave me just a little bit of damage resist, which may come in handy if you run out of armor or something like that. And then if you pair that with another minor augment that I'll show you in 1 second here, it is good at one singular other thing. And that thing being that it is actually quite nice to have this ammo mod on your weapon during the Caltheris boss fight, because this is a very heavily armored boss and you need to break her armor in order to reveal her crit spot. So having an ammo mod on your weapon that will deal more damage through armor is actually very nice for this fight. Though the final nail in the coffin for me for this ammo mod is the fact that there are no enemies in the game currently that are weak to Shatter Blast, which means this ammo mod provides no extra damage multiplier benefit for any enemies. Whether you're fighting an Uberklaus or Zersaber or any of those guys, this ammo mod is dealing 0 extra damage. As of right now anyways, possibly in the future, they will add an enemy that's weak to Shatter Blast, but as of making this video, there is no enemy that is weak to this ammo mod. So other than the two very, very niche scenarios and utility benefits that I mentioned earlier, this ammo mod is basically completely useless and I would just avoid it. Alas, if you do decide to use it, this right here is the best possible augment combination to get the most out of this ammo mod. Next up, we have Shadow Rift, and I will admit it is better than it used to be in Black Ops 6, but it's still not good enough in my opinion. And for some incomprehensible reason, Treyarch actually just nerfed this ammo mod in the Season 2 patch notes, which again makes no sense to me because it was nowhere near being a top option. So I don't know why they did that. Regardless, even after the nerf, it does have some decent killing potential, and the best part about it is it can actually instant kill zombies. So if you're trapped in a corner or you need to quickly maneuver through a couple zombies that are in front of you, activating this ammo mod will just instantly teleport them away and kill them out of your way so you can just get through. And then of course, with the right setup, the best part of this entire ammo mod is the fact that when you activate it, it can actually refill your entire magazine from reserve instantly. I actually made a build video on this whole magazine refill mechanic, and it worked pretty well on an LMG, allowing me to refill my entire magazine instantly when I activated it. Although again, that was before the nerf that I just showed you on screen, so maybe it's not as effective anymore, but from my testing after the nerf, it still works pretty damn good. As a side note, I've made quite a few build videos on ammo mods and their mechanics like this, so if you're interested in more specific hyper-focused build setups like that, if you take a look at the top right of the screen whenever I bring them up, you'll be able to see a link to the video, so you can just click that and head straight over there if you're interested in that. Anyways, moving on now. Much like Shatter Blast, there aren't many enemies in this game that are weak to Shadow Rift either, so you're not going to get a good damage multiplier on any enemies. In fact, the only enemy in the entirety of Black Ops 7 Zombies that is weak to this ammo mod is the Toxic Zombie. If you haven't beaten the map Astra Malorm, you probably have never even seen this zombie because the only place it spawns is during one phase of the entirety of the Caltheris boss fight. it summons like 7 of them in total, and then once it's over, they don't ever come back. So yeah, obviously definitely not worth using if you're looking for elemental damage. But all in all, it still has some great utility with that magazine refill mechanic, and I do quite like it. Though I do think it still needs a slight buff to be competitive with the other ammo mods, and definitely no more nerfs, please. That made no sense. If you do decide to run Shadow Rift, this is the setup you're going to want to run on it. These augments right here is what allows you to refill your magazine and also teleport the most amount of zombies away. Next up, we have Napalm Burst. Now this one you do need to run a very specific setup for it to be effective, because any other setup is almost completely useless on this thing. This certain combo I will obviously share with you at the end of this segment, but it can theoretically kill an entire horde of zombies, which sounds crazy, right? On paper, but it's inconsistent and slower at doing so compared to other ammo mods on this list. It kind of requires you to shoot once and then just train for like 5 minutes straight while the zombies slowly burn to death. So yes, it's very ammo efficient, because if you do want to play that way, you don't need to use any ammo and it can kill a lot of zombies. But unfortunately, it's inconsistent because they have to be very tightly grouped together for it to actually work, and it takes much longer to burn the zombies down compared to other ammo mods on this list that we'll get to later. I did try using a elite killer setup with like big game and contact burn and things like that to do more damage to the Zersa Bear, because the Zersa Bear does have a napalm burst weakness, so you will actually deal more damage with this ammo mod. But that setup basically didn't work at all, and the damage on the Zersa Bear was pitiful, as you can see in this footage in the background. It was doing like nothing. So yeah, don't try to use it in an elite slayer way. This is definitely more of a trash mob cleaner kind of ammo mod. As a side note, Uberklaus also takes more damage from Napalm Burst, so that's nice. You can deal more damage to him, but he also takes more damage from Cryo Freeze, which I think has better utility, and that is next on this list. So maybe just use that instead. So all in all, it's not a bad option. It can kill zombies if you need it to, but in my opinion, it's too inconsistent and it takes too long to do so. This right here is the setup I was talking about. This one, again, can theoretically kill an entire horde of zombies if you're patient enough by spreading fire to all of them. So this right here is the setup you're going to want to run on Napalm Burst if you decide to use it. And next up, we have Cryo Freeze. Now this one is very good, and it will only get better in the future because unfortunately, right now there are a few bugs holding it back. The biggest downside to using this ammo mod right now is the fact that you actually can't get critical kills while using it. You can and deal critical damage, but the game doesn't really realize that it is a critical kill. So what that means is you'll actually receive less points than you're supposed to be getting. So, you know, over time that will build up and you'll actually have a lot less points than you otherwise should have because the game thinks you're just not shooting zombies in the head. This is obviously a bug, and Cryo Freeze is not supposed to work this way. I was hoping they would fix it at Season 2 launch, but it is still currently broken as of making this video. So if you're watching in the future, maybe they've fixed it by now, but as of right now, yeah, just be aware of that. You will be losing points if you decide to use this ammo mod. Beyond that though, with the right setup, this ammo mod actually has some serious crowd control capabilities and damage buffing capabilities. This ammo mod will allow you to freeze zombies very often. It activates basically on every enemy you shoot and allows you to deal an extra 20% damage to the enemies that you are freezing. Then on top of that, there is a small chance to activate a massive blizzard that can freeze an entire horde of enemies and cause a chain reaction and spawn even more blizzards. This allows you to apply that 20% damage debuff to basically every zombie in front of you, every zombie in that storm, and so you can greatly increase your weapon's damage with this ammo mod. So while it's not inherently lethal by itself, it allows you to make your weapon even more lethal, while also giving you the added utility of obviously slowing the zombies down and allowing you to avoid damage easier. And then again, as mentioned previously, Uberklaus is weak to Cryo Freeze, so this ammo mod will also deal that extra elemental damage multiplier to the Uberklaus. This right here is the setup you need to run on Cryo Freeze in order to have that extra 20% damage buff and also that insane crowd control blizzard ability. Next up, we have Lightmend, and while this might not be the flashiest of ammo mods, it's not going to kill an entire horde of zombies in front of you, what it can do is absolutely save your life. With the launch of Black Ops 7 Zombies, we got a new mechanic called Health Overcharge, meaning you can actually overheal your health bar to 100 HP over its max capacity. And Lightmend is 100% the best way to achieve a consistent health overcharge in the game. These healing glyphs will track you from very far away and instantly heal you to 100 HP over your max health when they reach you. The light glyphs are also smart enough to wait on the ground until you actually need the health overcharge, rather than fly at you and waste their health if you're already overcharged. It also activates very often, not as much as Cryo Freeze, but often enough that you will basically constantly be overhealed. Especially in scenarios where you end up cornered and you're taking a lot of damage, shooting into these zombies will spawn a healing glyph and will actually keep you alive. It's very, very good for saving your life in those sketchy scenarios. As a side note, Ravagers and Doppelgas also take more damage from Lightmend, which isn't really a huge deal since they're not really inherently tanky enemies anyways, they're pretty weak, but it still is added damage, so I should mention it here. And if you're wondering why I even mentioned Doppelgas when they're not in the game, it's because they actually are. If you get over round 40 on any ashes of the damned map, whether it's Exit 115, the standard ashes, or Van Dorn Farm, Doppelgas will begin spawning in every round after 40. So yeah, Lightmend, in my opinion, is actually very underrated. I don't see anyone really use this ammo mod in public matches or even in like YouTube videos. It's very good, and I made a very good health overcharge build with it, and you can click that link in the top right of the screen and it will take you to that video if you would like to see that. Regardless, this is the setup you're going to want to run on Lightmend. This one right here will ensure that no matter how far away the glyph is, it will still find its way to you and give you that 100 HP overcharge in a single activation. Next up, we have Deadwire, and oh boy, this one's a lot better than it was in Black Ops 6. Let me tell you, in Black Ops 6, it was not very good. All it could really do was stun enemies for a second before they just come back to life and still attack you. But here in Black Ops 7 with its new augments, this thing is a monster. This ammo mod can basically turn any weapon into a Wonderwaff DG2. In fact, I made a build video up again in the top right of the screen if you want to check that out for a specific, more fine-tuned build for this ammo mod. Regardless though, with the right augment setup, this ammo mod can summon multiple fields of high damage lightning that can infinitely chain to other enemies as long as you keep the zombies near those blue shock fields on the ground. What this means is that this ammo mod, with a single bullet from your weapon, can basically kill an entire round worth of zombies at once. It has some insane wave clear potential and ammo efficiency, as one activation can last theoretically forever as long as you're properly training the zombies. I mean, just look at this footage in the background. Look at how many damage numbers are flying around my screen as every zombie just gets completely electrocuted. Though unfortunately, the weakness of Deadwire is that there are no enemies in the game right now that are currently weak to Deadwire, so you're not going to deal any extra elemental damage to any specific enemies, which again isn't a big deal because that's not the niche this ammo mod is meant to fulfill. You're not meant to use it to kill elites and bosses, you're meant to use it to clear entire rounds worth of zombies very fast. And as a side note, all ammo mods in this game deal infinitely scaling damage, which means as the rounds go higher, the damage also goes higher. So the effectiveness that you're seeing on screen right now is true for basically every single round, no matter what round it is. And speaking of damage scaling, a little secret that you absolutely need to know about Deadwire is that you can actually double its damage if you pair it with the double standard augment on your double tap perk. For some reason, double standard actually applies to this ammo mod and will cause it to deal double damage. This is the setup you're going to have to run on your Deadwire ammo mod to get that chain lightning and that Wonderwaff DG2 effect. Deadwire is super lethal here in Black Ops 7 and so much better than it was. Seriously, give it a shot. Though the next ammo mod I believe just barely tops it is actually Fireworks. Now I will admit, again, with no augments, Fireworks is actually kind of terrible and I would not recommend using it, but when you fully max out its augment and you use the right setup on it, this thing is like a mini nuclear bomb. It has a decently fast cooldown, and when you activate it, it can spawn this little AoE explosion that goes off over and over and over again. And again, due to it being an ammo mod and its infinite damage scaling, this thing is going to be insanely lethal at any round. The best way to go about using this ammo mod is to group up all of the zombies within the round in one giant crowd, and then walking in a single file line and activating it in their path. Once it activates, just make sure you lead every single zombie into this small explosion AoE, and it will instantly kill everyone. And again, much the same as Deadwire, there are no enemies in the game that are currently weak to this ammo mod, so you're not going to be dealing any extra elemental damage to any enemies in the game. Though again, that's not really the niche that this ammo mod is trying to fulfill. This is a wave clear trash mob cleaner ammo mod. This one is definitely going to be a favorite and a top pick for you if you are someone who goes to very high rounds, because when your standard weapon falls off and the damage isn't quite good enough anymore, this ammo mod will be there to back you up and clear out an entire horde of enemies every time it activates. Its effect may not last as long as something like Napalm Burst or Deadwire can, and technically has less killing potential over time. This one has the highest DPS when it comes to clearing waves as fast as possible, because it is an instant kill. This right here is the setup you need to run on your Fireworks ammo mod to get the absolute most lethality out of it. It's kind of crazy how this Rainbow Firework is showing up Shatter Blast this hard. Like seriously, they need to buff Shatter Blast. And finally, the ammo mod that I believe is the best overall pick and the best jack-of-all-trades type ammo mod in the game right now is actually Brain Rot. Now mainly this is due to the fact that there are no extra special fancy steps actually required to make this one effective. You don't need to hoard the zombies in a circle, you don't need to run in a single file line, you don't need to wait patiently for the ammo mod to do its job. You just activate it and continue playing like nothing happened. So while you're out there slaying with your weapon, you also have an ally that's out there killing a ton of zombies all by itself without any input from you. Brain Rot was good back in Black Ops 6, but here I think it's even better. With the right setup, these Brain Rot enemies are super quick and they can actually kill enemies in a single swipe. Not only that, but they also have a massive AoE of caustic fumes that constantly follow them wherever they go, which means even if an enemy happens to be near the Brain Rot ally, they will also take damage over time. So it has great single target damage with its one-shot swing attack, but it also has an AoE effect on top of it. Not only that, but these brain rotted enemies are actually smart enough to avoid killing the last zombie in the round, so if you're trying to do an Easter egg step, they won't completely ruin it by starting the next round. Although if you are using the caustic fume augment, you do need to be careful, because while the brain rotted zombie will not target an enemy, if the enemy happens to walk within that AoE poison cloud, they will still take damage, so there is the potential for the round to end if the zombie wanders too close. Another amazing added bonus to this ammo mod is that if you're running equivalent exchange on your quick revive, which you absolutely should be, it can actually activate with brain rot damage. So what that means is if you activate a brain rot zombie and you go down, the zombie can actually revive you by killing other enemies. So even if you don't have a pistol or a weapon that you can get yourself back up with, you can still get back up if you're using brain rot. And then just the final cherry on top of everything for this ammo mod is the fact that both the Xursa Bear and the Shock Mimics are weak to brain rot. So if you're using the brain rot ammo mod, you're going to be dealing a ton of extra damage to two of the most annoying and most common enemies in the entire game. All of that put together is why I believe this is actually the best ammo mod to use for general play if you're not doing anything specific. Like I said, jack of all trades. It might not have the raw killing speed and potential of things like Deadwire or Fireworks, but all of that extra utility I just mentioned more than makes up for it. With all that being said, this right here is the best possible combination of augments to run on your brain rot ammo mod. If you're worried about the caustic fume augment actually ruining your Easter egg by flipping around when you don't want it to, what you can do instead is actually switch caustic fumes for plague, which will spawn a ton of other extra brain rot enemies to kind of make up for the fact that you lost that AoE damage, and it's still very, very effective, and that way you won't have to worry about the round accidentally flipping when you don't want it to. All in all, these ammo mods are actually pretty well balanced and all very good at filling their own specific niches. Depending on what exactly you're trying to accomplish in the game, you can make a case for literally any of these ammo mods being the best pick. Except for Shatter Blast though, that one's just really bad and they should buff it. Hopefully this video was able to teach you something new or maybe open your eyes to an ammo mod setup that you may have not yet considered. Regardless though, thank you for watching, I appreciate you being here, and if this video was helpful, all I ask is for a quick like, comment, or sub, as the engagement tells YouTube that this is a video that's worth showing to more people, and it's all greatly appreciated. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.